Super Bowl 57. So I want to say, I want to shout out to all the Eagles fans out there, all the listeners in Philadelphia 215. I do love you guys. We did an amazing game last night. All right, you don't need to be hating now. The amazing game last night. Took out the Niners, beat them 31-7. And next week we play the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Kansas City Chiefs won last night. They beat Joe Burrows in 23-20. So me asking an ex-athlete, a person who watches football, who you think gonna win and why?
Could you answer first?
I'm gonna say the Eagles are gonna win.
What score?
I hate playing that, but I will say this is what I will answer. I feel the Eagles will win. This is why I feel like they will win, because I feel like we have less injured people than they do. I feel like Mahomes is still not 100%. I would have rather. That's what I said. I would have rather have played him than Burrows, because I was like, I know he's not 100%. And right now our defense is at as best as ever been, and I think that will be the dynamic between the two. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So as long as our defense show up and put pressure on Mahomes and Kelsey and shit like that, I feel like we have a pretty good chance of winning. But if it gets to the point where it's like our defense isn't showing up or our people are going down, it's going to be iffy. Because my thing is, I know Mahomes, he's a playmaker. You know what I'm saying? He's worth that $500 million. You know what I'm saying? Like he can extend plays, and so can Kelsey. But I don't know. It's just, I was nervous when Jalen Hurts was like out for that 1 week and came back saying he wasn't 100%. But honestly, how he been playing and his poise, I just feel good about it, man. Like I don't know. I like people who are underdogs, because I remember that game he was benched in Alabama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember when they benched him, it was like, oh, we don't really, but not they didn't really believe him, but that was the commentators made it seem like
that was a championship game.
Exactly. Like when he needed him the most. But I'm confident in Eagles. I'm not the type of person that's gonna be like it's a guaranteed win, because I hate jinxing it. I had Caddy tell me yesterday. He said I'm a sometimes fan. I was like, what you mean? I said,
oh, you only there when they good.
That's what he said. I was like, what are you talking about? I said, you in New Jersey. And you're a Titan fan. And that's one thing I hate.
Oh shit.
If you are not our team rival, why do you hate us? Like, I don't talk. My thing is, if you're not a Cowboys fan, a Giants fan, a Patriots fan, or even a Steelers fan, you should have no ill will against us. Only reason you don't like us is because your friends are gloating in front of your faces. And for Caddy, I live in Texas.
Right. I
had to talk about shit in front of Texas. I'm not going to be on Facebook talking to New Jersey talking to the New Jersey people about my Eagles. Huh?
You got gunshots?
I ain't got no gunshots. I got to get the gunshots. But, I'm not going to be online arguing, because this is another thing about people on social media. I have a job. Like, there's another thing. Like, there's some people who wants me to go back and forth with them, or they feel like when I stop responding that they won. It's not that. I have a job. I don't know what you do all the day, but I'm not on my phone all day. But when I'm here in front of my homeboys, Lewis, shout out to you, Cowboy fan. I said, all my friends out here, they hear me. So that whole sometimes, man, I feel like people just want to make their own narrative to make themselves feel good. But if you are not one of our rivals, get off our nuts, please. I don't need that. So go back to you. Who do you think is going to win, and why?
I'm not going to lie to you. I love both quarterbacks in it. I love Jalen Hurts. But I feel like my homeboy has something to prove. So,
what did he have to prove if he already won a Super Bowl? That's what I want to know. Like, he
already
won a
Super Bowl. He lost.
But that's the thing about quarterback. I feel like you already won one.
Because they already try to overlook him with Joe Burrow. And then in the beginning of the season, because Joe Burrow beat him 3 times. So they're trying to overlook him with Joe Burrow. In the beginning of the season, they were saying he was washed up because Josh Allen beat him. Last Super Bowl he got beat by 43-year-old Tom Brady. And he did horrible in that last Super Bowl. It was like 31-9. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's going in there with something to prove. I feel like him and Kelsey have something to prove because Tyreek left. And they're still getting to the Super Bowl the season after he left.
Pausing that real quick. I
Mhm.
will say, I feel bad for Kittle yesterday for the 49ers.
I love Kittle.
That man was open. He was dogging our DBs. He was open the whole game, but just couldn't get nobody the ball.
Couldn't get him the ball.
So Kittle, you did your thing last night. I give respect where respect is due. But no, what you say is true with the whole Kelsey and Mahomes thing. But for me, it's like
I feel like another thing is a big story that's missing. Y'all fired Andy Reid.
Oh yeah, but
Y'all fired Andy Reid, and he gets to come back to play y'all. This is personal. This is really personal. Y'all fired that man. You know what I'm saying?
But he went to greater pastures though.
And he got a Super Bowl, and then y'all got one too. But he still has that. Y'all let me go. Like, I almost didn't have a job. Y'all fired that man. He didn't want to leave Philadelphia.
But he got fired and went to the best scenario ever.
At that time, well, he got grown into that scenario. The cheese wasn't that when he got there.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that when he got there. You know what I'm saying?
But that's one thing I will say. I do feel like we did Andy Reid wrong. I was talking to one of my coworkers the other day.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I like Jalen Hurts is because he lasted the fire with the Eagles fans.
Yep.
Yasin, you owe him an apology.
What you say?
Oh yeah, like a year and a half ago, with the whole when Wentz was going away to the Colts and things like that.
Yeah.
He was saying like, "Oh, we made a mistake. Oh, Hurts is not proven. Like we should have traded Hurts and kept Wentz." I'm like, you want to keep the person who's emotionally unstable, and that's one thing about Philadelphia. You can't be emotionally unstable and be the quarterback there. Like you gotta have
the toughest media markets in the world.
Exactly. You gotta have some type of poise and some type of grit to you. Yeah. And Wentz didn't have that. Like I'm not saying he was a bad quarterback, but he didn't have it. Right. And then Yasin was saying, I'm about to be a Colts fan and things like that. And then when we came back this year,
right,
started doing good. Oh, I'm not a believer. It took him until we was 11-1 to where he be like, I'm a believer in Jalen Hurts now. And I've always been a believer in him. You know why? I feel like you always can know when somebody has that. Like with Wentz, I never felt that.
No,
I never did. I feel like he was good,
yeah,
but I never felt like he was the person that was going to take it to the Super Bowl. I feel like he was the person that would take it to the playoffs, maybe like he took out the first the first appearance. But he wasn't even Nick Foles. When he was in during that game, I felt a certain way about him when he played with Tom Brady for that Super Bowl. I was like, oh, he got something in the system right now. And with Jalen Hurts, I can just tell he has a chip on his shoulder that he doesn't express. You know what I'm saying? And those be the most deadliest ones. Like the people who be all flamboyant and talking and stuff like that. Those be the ones you'll be like, all right, I'm gonna look out for him. But Jalen Hurts, for some reason, I feel like we haven't even seen the best of him. You know what I mean? So
no, because he's still not that great at passing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's horrible because he missed A.J. Brown 6 times yesterday.
He broke the QB rushing record yesterday for touchdowns.
No, I'm talking about passing.
I know. I was just saying.
Bro, obviously he's going to do that. He's great at that. But he's going to have to pass that ball versus Kansas City.
I mean.
Because that front seven is nice.
Mahomes got to throw that ball too.
And he ain't got a problem doing that.
Like I said, that game ain't.
And y'all don't have. I'm going to tell you where the matchup is going to be. Y'all don't have nobody. And I say nobody. I don't care about, but he's on the outside, so I don't care about him. Y'all have nobody that can guard Kelsey. Not a soul. None of y'all linebackers cannot guard him. He's going to make them look crazy. So that's why I say the Chiefs going to beat y'all. And I say the score will be, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be 35. I say 35-32. Chiefs will beat y'all. 35-32. MVP will be my homeboy or Kelsey.
I'm not even going to speak on it because I really am big on on words. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to jinx my boys.
Nah, speak on him. You know?
No.
Tell them what you were saying pre-pod about how it was going to be. Say what you said again.
What I say? What? Remind me.
Tell him.
No, remind me.
He
I
was talking a lot of shit in here, guys. Don't let him lie to you.
Bro, stop it. No. No, what I was saying was I think we was gonna win. That's it. I don't have a prediction of us like going in there and going all crazy. I feel like it's gonna be a good game.
I feel like
But
Mahomes
it's really-
will be way better today. Well, in 2 weeks, then I feel like he has a lot more time to heal.
And imagine Jalen Hurts, yo. Imagine this dude over there is already been proven in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And like you said, has a chip on the shoulder as well.
Yep.
To me,
because being that he got hurt, he's gonna lose that MVP now.
yeah. To me, just watching them yesterday, I feel like they just don't have all their pieces. I feel like the Eagles defense as a whole will do enough, especially our front line, giving pressure over onto Mahomes. Like Mahomes gonna have to be running the whole damn game to get it to Kelsey.
Yeah, but
how good is KC O-line?
They're depends on what side. They're better than they were last year, but y'all O-line will be better. Y'all probably got the best O-line that was left in the playoffs.
It's going to be interesting. We beat the number one defense. That's why I'm confident in it.
I'm excited to see Kelsey versus Chris Jones, though.
Oh, yeah?
Y'all Kelsey versus that nose tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be pretty decent.
You know what? Jason Kelsey's a cool dude, man.
He is. I would definitely like to have a conversation with him. He's really, I think just both of them in general, him and his brother. So they're just some cool people.
Can you imagine the mom? You saw the picture of the mom, like she had a jersey made for both of them.
It's hard.
It'd be fun that she would have had just one. Like, nah, I'm rocking with.
That's crazy.
I'm rocking with this. But that has to be the goal for like any mom to be proud to see their kid at the highest level.
Yeah, your son versus your other son in this.